I'm Lauren Castro. I'm here with Wheaton North. I'm here in the journalism program, and we are interviewing Erica Bray Parker today, and she's running for office in the spring. So, first, can you introduce yourself for the voters watching at home, please?
Sure, yeah, and thank you so much for having me here today. My name's Erica Bray Parker. I am running for Wheaton City Councilman at Large. The election's on April 4th. Let's see, my husband and I have lived here for 26 years. I'm a mom of two boys. We raised our boys through the Wheaton Public Schools, through Wheaton North, as a matter of fact. And as we lived here and raised our kids, we got to know the city, all it has to offer. My kids were in the Park District programs. They had their first jobs here, a lot of probably what you guys are experiencing. And I'm also a 29-year educator. I teach in a neighboring district at a high school, and I teach civics and psychology. And over the last 3 decades now, I've come to I explain to the students how important local government is and how important just getting active and involved is, like what you're all doing here. And 4 years ago, I decided that it was important for me to practice what I preach, and I ran for city council and I won 4 years ago. So I've actually been on the city council for the last 4 years. It's a giant learning curve. There's so much to know. And I experienced 5 budget cycles and a whole lot of other big decisions. So thanks again for having me.
Amazing. It sounds like you're a wonderful advocate for the community, and we're so happy that you're running for this position.
Thanks.
So another question is, what qualifications do you have that make you stand out for this position?
Okay, great question. The qualifications I have, I think number one, compared to my competitors, is that I've been on the city council. So I've had the experience over the last 4 years. And like I was saying in the earlier question, I've been able to experience and move through 5 budget cycles. One of them was when I was a candidate, which was it's a great experience to see where Wheaton spends its money. We have about $120 million budget, and just to see where our priorities are. So that's been important. I also, as a social studies teacher, I got my master's degree in political science, so I come with that. And then over the last 3 decades, as I've been teaching, the school I'm at services 4 local communities, and I've had a lot of local government individuals in my classroom for my students. So I got a lot of experience, and I'm able to compare what's Wheaton doing and what are those communities doing, which is always a good way to make decisions.
Absolutely, that's 100% accurate. So what are some challenges facing the community, and how do you hope to work and solve through those in the future?
Okay, so the challenges we're facing, I think one piece of the challenges that we're facing is that we're not facing them alone. DuPage County, several of our challenges are being experienced elsewhere. So again, I bring to that table that collaborative experience, which is actually exactly what you guys are doing here today. You're working with the League of Women Voters, and you're working with Wheaton North High School. So I think collaboration is really important. But the top issues are going to be economic sustainability, which is huge. Underneath that is stormwater issues. We've definitely been experiencing a lot of stormwater issues, and they're very diverse and complex. But about 4 years ago, when I first got on the council, the city had just wrapped up a whole bunch of engineering studies, about 14 or so studies, and we've identified some great solutions. Some of the solutions include backyard storm sewer, cost share programs, and then others we've received some grant money from DuPage County. I think economic sustainability is going to be a huge issue, and I'd love for us to partner, even on something very specific, partnering with the schools, the several schools that are in our community, to implement some different recycle programs and compost programs, especially. We have that, and we're definitely lacking that.
Absolutely. I'm really glad you're getting into the environmental approach, and it's wonderful. So on top of that, I guess this kind of leads into the next question. So what policies, projects, or ideas that you have that possibly we could implement into the community?
Okay, thanks for that answer too. That's a nice future-looking answer.
Yeah.
And So I think one of the things that I bring to the table, and then that, there's so much going on. Like I said, it's $120 million budget, so there's a lot of programs. But one of the things I bring to the table as an individual who's now, my husband and I are in that empty nest, like retirement phase. So we start to think about those concerns. How, where do we want to retire? Here in Wheaton, what are the services? So an eye to those kinds of services. But I also think as a mom and an educator, I bring that diverse lens and some experience to the concept of what do young people want? The 12 to 20-year-old, what are the services that you're looking for? And so when at the high level of the city council, we look at, what are the library hours? Are they convenient for you all? What about the downtown streetscape? We're spending a lot of money on that, and it's great stuff, but is it accessible and friendly to young people? So there's a lot of different programs that need, and diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. I've definitely heard more requests for that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I have, I want to make sure that I'm looking at that through, I want to look at all these different programs and plans through that kind of lens.
Amazing. All right, is there anything else that you'd like to cover or wrap up that you didn't get a chance to say today?
Again, I guess I just want to re-emphasize the idea. I've always been a strong supporter of collaboration. So when we get different voices in the room, different voices to the table, we can just do more gets done. I think we're working hard, the city is working hard on environmental sustainability programs, we're working hard on stormwater issues, and I want to continue to see those through. Economic development is definitely an issue that we need to look at moving forward. And in addition, we're going to be experiencing a few management positions that are retiring, and so I want to be a voice to interview those individuals and be just vocal about the kinds of staff that the city needs. I don't think people realize how the amount of staff we have and how well trained they are, what good advocates they are, and we really need to keep that going. So I guess in closing, I'll just encourage people to go to my website, which is erica4wheaton.com, and that's the number 4. And then also, since I'm an educator, I encourage you to do your homework. There's a lot on the ballot. Go to DuPage Elections Commission, and you can get a sample ballot and just vote on or before April 4th. So thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. And again, a great shout out to the League of Women Voters for hosting us today.
100%.